What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope you guys are all having a great day. You know, I'm amazed because the Cowboys are about to have a miracle happen. DeMarvion Overshown injured his knee December 8th when he was rolled up by Cincinnati Bengals offensive lineman. And it was deemed of serious nature. Let me read exactly what happened to him. DeMarvion Overshown injured his right knee in Week 14 of the 24 season against the Cincinnati Bengals, suffering a severe tear of the ACL, MCL, and the PCL. The injury was severe enough to require surgery and put his return in 25 at a risk. Yeah. How bad? The injury is considered severe, involving a torn ACL, MCL, and PCL in his right knee. This multiple ligament injury requires surgery and a significant recovery period, with the possibility of missing a substantial portion, if not all, of the 25 season. So let's go down here a little bit more. I was doing some more research on this, and I was wondering, how fast can somebody get back from an injury like this? Because we all know about Adrian Peterson, who returned after an ACL injury and played in 8 months later and rushed for over 2,000 yards, which was just unbelievable. But that was the one ACL. I mean, only the ACL. So let's dig a little deeper into this. The fastest recorded time for an NFL player to return after an ACL, PCL, and MCL injury is not clearly defined, but a study of multi-ligament injuries found a mean return time over a year, 459.2 days for ACL, PCL, and MCL injuries. The fastest individual return to the NFL after a combined ACL and MCL tear is exceptionally fast, around 8 months. Now, that's what Adrian Peterson had. He had an ACL and an MCL, but that doesn't include a PCL tear. Given the complexity of a 3-ligament tear, the standard recovery time is longer than an ACL-only injury, and achieving a full return to pre-injury performance is statistically less likely. So basically they're saying, yeah, if you get an ACL, 8 months is possible, but we've seen that it usually takes a lot longer, and getting a guy back to what it was beforehand is rare. But now when you're talking about 3, let's go down a little deeper. Recovery timelines breakdown. ACL, MCL. A combined ACL, MCL tear has a mean return time of approximately 305 days, or about 10 months. Adrian Peterson is a notable example of a combined ACL, MCL injury in the NFL, returning in about 8 months. But this does not include a PCL. Okay? Yeah. ACL, PCL, MCL. A multi-ligament injury involving the ACL, PCL, and MCL has a much longer recovery time. One study found that the average time to return to play for athletes with an ACL, PCL, MCL involvement was about 459 days, or approximately 15 months. We're talking about, if he plays in November, it's 11 months. That's 4 months ahead of what you would expect. Other factors: individual healing. Recovery is unique to each athlete. Exceptional athletes may return early, but a full recovery to previous performance levels can sometimes take 2 seasons. We know that one. And we can look at Javonte Williams and say, he's just really healed now. Graft maturation. The new graft in the knee needs time to mature and become part of the body, a process that can take 9 to 10 months or even longer. And return to performance, some research indicates it could take longer for athletes to regain their pre-injury performance levels compared to a simply returning to the field. Why is it so complex? multiple ligaments. An injury to 3 ligaments puts significant stress on the knee joint, making the recovery period longer and more complex. The complexity of repair. Restoring 3 ligaments is significantly more complicated than ACL-only reconstruction, increasing the surgery time as well as the recovery period, and potential for other damage. Such a severe injury could also damage the structure of the knee, like cartilage, meniscus, as well as further extend the recovery time. So, with all of that, basically what we're saying is, if he comes back at any point in November, it's still about 3 to 4 months ahead of schedule. And the question, when you hear the complexity of here, the fear is you may not be the same as you were before the injury. So this is going to be kind of crazy. I hope and pray that when he does get back out on the field, that he really is back to 100%. But again, there's no guarantee to this. It's, one of those things. But I do know that Overshone is a workout warrior, that he loves to work out, and he is an absolutely positive beast. And if anybody can do it, I believe he can. And if he does, and he comes back and plays anywhere near the level that he did, we might have a problem. Because a lot of people are looking and saying Dak Prescott, coming from the hamstring ripped off the bone, is comeback player of the year, or is a shoo-in at the moment. Because you look at what he did, literally having his hamstring ripped off the bone. If he continues to play the way he is, people think he's a shoo-in. But if Overshone comes back from tearing 3 ligaments in 11 months and plays at elite level, you got a case for both of these guys to come back. Because there's not very many examples of anybody. We've had guys, we've had Diggs try and come back after a year with just an ACL. We've had Diggs trying to come back with microfracture surgery on his knee. We had Michael Gallup trying to come back. So, you look at how long it took for Jalen Smith to come back from his. If he comes back in 11 months, bro, that's nothing short of a miracle. So there you have it. Maybe the Cowboys get a miracle. We could sure use them. I just hope that they're not going to rush him on the field before it's ready, because if that sucker goes again, it might not be something that he can come back from. But then again, modern medicine with sports and money, they're pretty good. Have a good one, people. I'm going to go do my fireside chat, and I'm going to bed because we got 11 hours until the next game. Peace out.